Hi, I'm Tailspin96. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the iOS 6 Simulator Devlog series. In this video, we're going to be continuing implementing the changes that we started making in the last video to the home screen. These changes include saving and loading, and updating the way that apps are sorted on each of the pages and the dock. Among these changes, I will also be making small modifications to various parts of the simulator, which I will showcase at the end of the video. First on the list is updating the way pages are sorted. At the moment, as you can see in the hierarchy, we have a slot system where there are 20 slots per page to fill up each of the spaces, and apps can be dragged in between them while in wiggle mode. And at the end of it, the system automatically sorts it out and puts apps where they're supposed to be. So for example, if I was to drag this button here to the very end, it would stay there until wiggle mode gets turned off. The Smooth Grid Layout UI package from the Unity Asset Store is what's going to be replacing the slot system. When an app gets clicked and dragged while in wiggle mode, instead of looking for slots, it will be based on its index as a child of the page object. Now, unfortunately, because this is from the Unity Asset Store, I'm not able to include it in the GitHub repository. So if you're going to use the project downloaded from GitHub, you will need to import this yourself. A link will be left in the description of this video, taking you to the Unity Asset Store page to download it for yourself, and a button will be added to the toolbar that will also link to the page. Without further ado, let's begin. Okay, now that the new system has been implemented, on the first page at least, let's give it a test. If it's successful, I will do stuff with the second page. Okay, looks good so far. Let's start wiggle mode. Okay, so just for context, these black bars on the sides of each app, they're not going to be visible. This is just for debugging, but that is where you have to drag the app. So while the app is over those bars, it should just push right into that new spot. There it goes. Now you can see when I pick up an app, let's pick up the clock. When I pick it up, everything goes and fills itself in. That's fine. If I hover over a place where there's no black bar or there's no app, so it's not going to push, and I let go, it goes back to where it was. Perfect. Looks really good. I'll quickly add that to the second page and the dock. I'll quickly do that off camera, and then we can start with the next part. So with the new system implemented across the dock and all the pages, it's time to start implementing saving and loading. Okay, so after a lot of work, it's time to go over all the changes I've made on camera and off camera. Now in the time lapse you just saw, saving and loading got implemented. It works so good. I'm really happy with it, and I'll give you a full rundown of everything that you need to know about it. Okay, now quickly before I unlock the simulator, you may have noticed there is now an OS 6 button up in the top bar. If you hover over it, you'll get 3 options. One of them is to open the file system. One of them is to reset the home screen layout, and this one is to get the smooth grid layout. Now I mentioned this in the community post. The package that I'm using for grid stuff, so when you move apps around, it's from the Unity asset store, and that means I can't include it in the simulator. So I'll remove it, and if you want to try it out, you just add this component. It will open up your web browser to the asset store page. It's free, there's no issue with that, and I'm going to be working on making something that does the same thing, so then I can include it straight into the repository. Anyway, you can see in the bottom corner and here, creating icon state file. So if the file doesn't exist, so when you start up the simulator for the first time, or if you reset it, it will create the icon state file. Unlocking the simulator, we can see everything. Now once again, just remember, these are debug bars, they'll be turned off. I also added some backdrop shadows. So it's not the best, I know, I'll work on those as well, but it'll do for now. We start up wiggle mode. Now I can scroll to different pages like normal. If I move settings, if I pick up settings, now if you want to change pages, just use the arrow keys left and right. If you press left on the first page, you can't go into Spotlight. If you go right, it will go to the next page. Now if you press right again, it will spawn a third page, which you can drop apps into. You can see we just put settings on the third page. I'll also drag Safari up here, and we'll put contacts down in the dock. That's a little weird, I will fix that. And let's put phone up here and game center in the middle. Cool. Now we'll stop wiggle mode and I will restart the simulator. You can already see from even just in the scene view, calculator and voice memos and contacts is missing. We unlock the simulator. There's phone, game center and contacts from the dock, and settings and Safari are on the third page. As a quick aside as well, I also added another icon to the status bar. This icon will show if your battery is at 100%, or if you don't have a battery, you will see that icon as well to show your computer is plugged into a power source, but not charging. That's saving and loading. At the moment, settings is just a test app, it's a red background. This is into another item I have added. So when I open settings, you'll notice the background faded to black. And when I press spacebar in this case to go back to the home screen, fades back to the wallpaper. Now I mentioned in the community post that there was a secret feature that I hadn't mentioned yet that I was going to reveal in this video. It wasn't in the first part of the video, and I've tried my best to hide it right now by zooming into the scene view. But if you look very carefully, you can see these 3 little squares in the bottom corner. You might be wondering what those are, and if you've already guessed based on what they look like, congratulations, you have a very keen eye and clearly know a lot about iOS 6. But if you haven't, don't worry, I'll tell you now. We have passwords. Now, it's not a password system where you can click onto it. It's a little bit different, but it still functions the same way. And I'll give you a quick demonstration. By default, it's disabled, so the simulator will unlock like normal. But I will start the simulator because I can show you the differences. And we get into play mode. So there's a toggle. If you click on the lock screen object, you can see there is a switch up the top called use password. Clicking this and sliding to unlock, get a password screen, and you can see my taskbar is flashing right now. I'll click onto it. It's a Windows Hello prompt. Now this is just your PIN for your computer. The simulator won't be able to see it. It's completely secure. You can check the source code for yourself, link in description to the GitHub page. All it does is brings up Windows Security for Windows. You type in your password, you hit enter or OK. Simulator unlocks. It's pretty cool. For macOS, same thing, but it will request Touch ID, and if you've got an Apple Watch on your Apple ID, you can also unlock using your watch by double-clicking the side button. I know it's a little bit disappointing. You don't get to interact with the buttons, and you can, even if you tried to do that, nothing will happen. It's like, it's locked. But being able to put your actual password in, unlock the simulator, makes it feel a little bit more personalized. And I will say this again. The simulator cannot see this password. No one can see this password that you enter into Windows security, okay? Literally all the plugin does, oh, hang on, I'll show you the code. Where is it? OS, validate biometrics. I'll pull up Visual Studio for you so I can show you exactly what it does. Here's the validate biometric skin. So you can see it picks up the plugin, DLL import biometric authentication. I'll show you the plugin here as well. So it's in project, plugins, Windows for what I'm using. Here it is, biometric authentication. Same thing is in Mac OS as well. You can see private, static, external, bool, authenticate. Authenticate is the method in the plugin that requests your system to show the security prompt. Now you can see it's a boolean, which means it can either be true or false. And the authenticate biometric task, which is public static and also a bool, means it's only checking if it's true or false. I've also just loaded up the source code for Windows. Ignore the red lines. I had to uninstall the development kit because I ran out of space on my computer. But this is it. Okay, you can see literally in the main method, it's 3 lines of code. Initialize apartment. This just actually runs the plugin. This result, all it asks is it just brings up Windows Hello with the message verify using Windows Hello, and then it returns the result of that. Literally all it is. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded. It's taken me a while to get everything working, and it's still not done. App switcher, I kind of forgot about it. I mentioned that in the community post, and you guys all said, forget it, give us the content. Here it is. I will work on everything else off camera. The next thing we will be working on the simulator is spotlight search and assistive touch, because most of these buttons are useless. The only one that actually works is the home button. So we're going to give that more functionality, but that will also remove all the keyboard shortcuts. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.